and we are discussing mental illness and my experience with this. So I had asked my dad what problems he'd been having with my sister, and he said that she had denied him his medicine, his insulin, the night prior. He said he ended up getting up taking his own, he knew where his stuff was, he, did it. And so we discussed a little bit, and I know my sister overheard us talking, but she started acting very strange that night. The next morning I found my dad out in the garage because my sister hadn't taken anything to the dump in over 2 weeks, and none of the dad's bills were paid. There's a good 10 envelopes laying on the table. Bills. They weren't even opened. And Dad was out digging through the garbage. I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "No, can't find my sugar tester. I think maybe she, All in all, my sister ended up throwing my dad's medications away. And his sugar tester. Oh, there was trash in her room. They had, all sorts of my dad's stuff thrown away in it. And there was, stuff out in the garage throughout that trash. Now, what do you say at a time like that? What do you say? How do you think my dad felt? This is what happened. That's how it started. And I am done with people outside of this house, outside of this state especially, thinking they know my sister. They've never lived with my sister. They don't truly know the deep cores of my sister, especially right now. Nor 9 years ago when she went through this kind of mental thing, whatever you want to call it. And she was criminal-minded when she did that. She's not going to admit that. Hell no, she's not. But you can look back on her records, and medical records, and police records, and court records, and see that her mental state was not stable. Those people in our family don't live here. Okay? They only come up every so often and visit. Oh, put on the saint daughter, while everybody's around. Use religion. Make sure you use that religion. Make sure you know the word. Make sure I got everything in the Bible memorized so I can speak it. But behind these doors, nobody knows that I am not walking it. And nobody will know because nobody's around. Yeah, my dad disowned my sister. I took something the neighbor said and turned it around like she's a horrible person when this neighbor has just always been forward speaking. And I don't care what anybody says. She was right, because when I showed up, what I seen was not cool. And it was not my parents' way of living, nor my dad's. It was my sister's. Did any of these people ever go visit my sister's homes? Or see how my sister lived at all? Nope. She wants to say I was bad because I was in an abusive situation. I was so far in depression and everything else, really? Oh, Ronnie's house is a mess. Oh, here, Dad disowned her. She's a druggie. That's why she's lazy and didn't do anything. Yeah, let me tell you what. Yeah. Remember that thing I was talking about, lying? Comes back and it burns your ass every time. Well, here you go. And we've had to accept a lot of things here. And it's been very scary. 3 days later, No, 2 days later, after she shoved me the first time. Was it 2 days or was it the next day? I think it was a day and a half. Either way, my dad went to go grab some Diet Coke. She asked me to come sit on the porch. That's where me and my mom used to sit all the time. She knows that. She knows me and my mom's memories because she's heard them. It's not my fault she didn't come over here and spend time with mom and dad all the time for all those years. That's not my fault. But anyway, I stepped outside to come out here and sit in the sun and talk with her. And as soon as I opened up the door to step outside, she shoved me full force from the back. My left foot caught on the door, and I fell forward, landing on my right knee and bracing myself with my palms so my face wouldn't hit the deck. She slammed the door shut immediately, so loud it hurt my ears. So hard. I got up. I walked over to my car, went to the fence, digging for my horseshoe or whatever I could find, so if she came up behind me again, I was going to knock her one. Wrong move, sister. Wrong move. She knows I'm physically disabled. She knows I've had open chest. She knows I have had 4 spinal surgeries. She knew and was consciously aware because I told her and Dad the day before about my ruptured disc in my neck. She knew these things, and she did what she did. Consciously aware of what she did and what she was doing. But nobody's seen her eyes now, did they? Oh no, they're not here. My bad. They're not here. Is anybody outside this house besides my dad, my daughter, and me seen the violence in her eyes? The viciousness? Oh no, that's right, you don't live here. That's right. My bad. Again. All you see is when you're here. A few days. Or they're together or they were somewhere else for a few days. That's all you know. It's not just bipolar. And if it was just bipolar, wouldn't you think she'd have taken her Prozac? She's on a high dose Prozac. 60 milligrams, really. You know how many alcohol bottles and beer cans I found up here? I should have drinking with it. Oh, I found a gauze box and hid 2. My dad's certain pain meds she'd been taking herself. So, you know what? You know, with narcissism and COVID narcissism and psychopaths and sociopaths, they try to make everybody else look like what they are. She made the neighbors look mean and awful. She made me out to be a drug-addicted, nasty woman. Yeah. And as she did that, oh yeah. Wow. Going on 4 years of, wow. There was 3 pure years of hell. The last 7 weren't fun. But the last 3 years were the worst. And then I come up and then this fell in my lap. And I thought, are you kidding me? I can't believe this is happening within my family. I cannot believe this is my sister. I had to accept this. And then she tried to harm me again. And my dad again. Over and over with manipulation and talking to Dad and manipulating and words and blah, 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 blah. Making my dad stressed. Making me stressed. Trying to just mess whatever up, man. Financially. Emotionally. Guilt tripping. My dad? Really? After all I've done for you? Are you kidding me right now? She tried to kill him. It would have looked like natural causes. Does anybody give a shit about that? Oh, that's right, you're not here. You're not here. My bad. Huh. That would have been okay with you, huh? Oh, that's right, you never would have known. Well, it's kind of funny. You know, I walked out on the deck. A few days later, and I had to go down by the pond. Everybody was taking, I had to be alone and just cry. I just had to sob. It hit me like a brick at everything that I had to come into acceptance of. Everything. My dad's physical condition, which she neglected. His medical condition. Really? She neglected it. And she tried to kill him. So what? Family that don't live here, friends and family don't live here, they want to say that's okay? And then they want to say, oh, Ronnie come up here and started crap and shit. No, I did not come up here to start crap. I come up here to see my dad, to give him closure that I give myself. And if you all want to sit there and try to make me feel shame and guilty and poor Ronnie's sister, poor Missy, you know what? Why don't you look at my dad? He didn't deserve any of this. He didn't deserve any of this. None of it. You don't live here. You have not been here. You may have visited. But aside that, you haven't seen shit. This is my dad. And how dare anybody expect me to feel shame? Guilt? Really? I don't think so. So fucking not. And nor will I allow my dad to feel shame or guilt for where my sister's sitting right now. She had an active warrant. Yes, for the last going on 5 months. And the state investigated and everything else. And you know what? Now I have ruptures in my lower back. And my rupture in my neck is worse. I get to go through that, but you know what? You want to know how I see that? You want to know how I see it? I took the blunt for my dad. I'd rather be going through surgeries again than my dad losing his life to another person's fucking hands. And if you don't want to support me in assisting my dad and helping him, wish he would have died, then good. You don't support me in that. But I'll be damned if I'm going to be treated like a piece of shit because I stood by my dad and kept him alive and not let somebody else kill him or harm me or harm my children anymore. She tried to hurt us. Even when we tried getting her help and we were compassionate with her. For the first 3 and 4 months, we worked with her, everything else. And what did she do? She waited till our guards were down and she tried to hurt us again. That's what. So before you go placing judgment on anybody, and before you go sitting there and assuming you think you know, because why Missy was emailing you, oh, let's trust in what she says, shall we? That's right, you're here, I forgot. You're right here and you can see it all, can't you? You don't know shit. You just think you do. There will be a part 3.